Hey everybody, how you doing? Great to see you, and welcome to Beatle Brad's channel. Glad to see each and every one of you today. It's going to be a fun video. Today, we're talking about the Beatles in concert. Yes, but I'm going a different route. The shirt kind of hints a little bit of it. I mean, you probably can't see all of it, but it's about the Beatles programs and their tour. So let's start off with the Beatles tour programs, and that's what I'm talking about today. I hope everybody's doing good today. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. You guys are great. You guys are terrific. Or as Paul McCartney would do, you're great, and you're great, and you're great, and you're great. Yeah. Alrighty. Starting off with is a kind of a rare one. Is a 1963 UK Beatles program. There's the inside. There's the back. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Here we are, 1963. We're teaching the kids advertising about cigarettes already. Start them young. Start them young. Get them at a Beatles concert and smoke. Yeah, a lot to this one. Here, I'll go again. Yeah, did I go too fast for you? Yeah, 63. Then this is kind of a really a neat catalog as well. I say catalog, tour program. This is another UK one. I need to back up. I'm not going to show you every single page on these because I got a lot to show. One of the headliners of this concert was Billy J. Kramer, and I saw him last year at Beatlefest, and I had him sign my program up here. Down here, this is kind of a fake one down here, but this is the real Beatle Brad autograph. Yeah. But yeah, just a lot of interesting pictures in this one as well. This is kind of really when Beatles were just starting off, so this is still I think this one's a 63. So there's not really an awful lot of pictures in this about the Beatles. There's a few. This one's in pretty good shape. It's starting to show its age. You know, I got some corners that are pretty messed up, and it looks kind of curly and stuff like that. But it's for its age, it's actually in really good shape. I think I bought a good one years ago when I got this. So that was that catalog. All right, now we're jumping up to 64. And the Beatles in America. This is the original 64 tour program. And let's see, got another great picture here. My tickets are down below here. I showed you my tickets for my screensaver. Kind of loss of words right now because I'm sitting here, I'm showing this program, so it's kind of hard to kind of yak about both. Good one of Ringo. Let's see. I'll show you a couple more out of this. Not too many more because, like I said, I got a lot more to go. This is great. This is in good shape. I never really look at this, tell you the truth. just because I want to keep it in good shape. I don't want to, you know, have it messed up or get wrecked or anything like that. So I very seldom look at the tour programs. I buy them, keep them in good shape. So that's the Beatles in 64 tour program. I'm kind of going a different route and showing something different. I always say to you, you know, go out and buy this, go out and buy that. But I'll promote these books, and I say to buy these. These came out in hardbound, and now this is like the softbound version. And there's a lot of pictures in here I've never seen before. But this is basically the book of Beatles on tour. And this is like 64. Here, get that in there a little better. These books, there's a volume 1 and a volume 2, and I'll be showing you that in a minute. But this is just fantastic pictures. Back in 64, let me back up for a second. Excuse me. Beatlemania was absolutely, unbelievably bedlam. Yes, the police officers had their fingers in their ears. I've seen some concerts where the police officers put their bullets in their ears trying to deaden the sound. And the sound levels, I bet, were just unbelievable, the sound level of how loud Beatlemania is. I don't think we've ever really experienced anything like that anymore today. You know, yeah, we have a band that kind of comes and goes and all that kind of stuff, but nothing like Beatlemania when Beatlemania came through. It just swept through the country and throughout the whole world and just went crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, I highly recommend this book. This is a fantastic book. You know, I've shown books before recently, but this is a real good one. And it's now in paperback, and it's actually reasonably priced. When it was hardbound, I couldn't afford it. Couldn't do it. All right, 64, Beatles Australia tour program. This is from Down Under. Got some viewers that are from Australia. So you guys will probably get a kick out of seeing this one. This is in good shape. It's got some creases in through here and a little dog-eared and a little messed up in certain parts. But hey, you know, we're talking about 64. Come on now. It can't be in absolute mint condition. Great pictures. I was just amazed that 63 one had some advertisements. There's Ringo. Advertisements of cigarettes. And throughout these other catalogs, there's advertisements of cigarettes. Yeah, here we go. I wanted to show you this. Here's Australia. Look. See, they're advertising cigarettes. Shame on them. Of course, you got to have a centerfold. Excellent centerfold. That is just great. I've got this concert on DVD. I've got a lot of the 64s and 65 concerts on DVD. Very good stuff. So Beatle boots. I mean, this is an awesome, cool catalog. I love it. All right, and that's the Australian one. And this is also another Beatles 64 one. And if I am not mistaken, I think John Lennon drew the photographs on these for the program. This one's in pretty rough shape, but all of these are pretty hard. I'm always still looking for more Beatle catalogs. Believe it or not, I keep saying catalogs. Excuse me. Programs, tour programs of the Beatles. I'm always looking for more. That's for sure. Keep my eyes out. I really, really want to get the Beatles Japan in '66 one. Really would like to get that one in '66. I've come close in eBay and bidding and trying to win at the auction on that, and I just miss, you know, just by a little bit. 64. And then this is a UK Beatles 1964. So, yeah, eventually I'll get my 66 program and a couple other 66 programs I'm looking for as well. But these are... I really enjoy these. I don't think I've ever seen anybody talk about the Beatles on tour. I don't think I've seen any YouTube videos about them showing any Beatle programs and tour programs or anything like that. I'm just showing Beatles. I'm not, you know, don't type to me and say, oh, you forgot to show Paul McCartney when he was on tour in '93. I've got solo programs as well, tour programs, so I'll get into those as time goes on in other videos. But for now, I'm just doing Beatles, so just know we're just doing Beatles. Just Beatles today. I always get somebody who comments going, you forgot to show Ringo. It's like, yes. Beatles. Got a little bit of mouse chewings right there. A little bit of chewy up top there with the Mises. Chewing on the Beatles. And as you can see, we're starting to get into a little bit more advertising with the lads. Great one of John. He was in the band, you know. Just you know, and also you got to remember, this is back in the day when we're looking at tour programs, 63, 64, 65, 66, you know, all in through there. And we really did not hit color pictures for the actual programs themselves, you know, the tour programs. It just was, you know, they just didn't do it back then. You know, today we've got all kinds of bands that are touring, and they put out a fantastic publication of their tour program, all in color. Not back then, everybody. Back then it was all black and white, and that was kind of the realm pictures of then. Was everything was all black and white. All right, this is 64. Let me wrap this one up. I've kind of been showing a little too much of this, but it's always fun. Great pictures of great pictures of Ringo. Some of these programs have some rare pictures. I know I'm going a little fast because I got a lot to cover, so I apologize for going so fast. I mean, if you want, you can stop on your own and pause it. But this is a great one. Beatles tour program. And back to the Beatle book. This covers 65 and 66. This is part 2 of that book. Let me play a clip for you. This goes to show how crazy it was for Beatlemania. This is the Beatles in Sam Houston, Texas. Ready?
Okay. Ladies, hold it. Quiet. Quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in Houston, the Beatles.
Okay. Kind of gives you a flavor and a real appreciation. I mean, the announcers are even going nuts, and the crowds are just going crazy when the Beatles. And then to show you, this is Sam Houston itself. This is pictures of that concert that you're hearing right now. I'm going to have to cut it because I don't want to get flagged. But this is the Beatles walking out onto stage. Like I said, this is Sam Houston, Texas. Sorry about that, I had to cut it. But that's kind of a rare CD to listen to. Kind of neat. It's a great one. Great bootleg, actually. Great picture there. But there are a lot of great concert pictures, concert books. And of course, the Beatles' last concert is 1966 in San Francisco's Candlestick Park. Never toured after that again, which is too bad. So all kinds of great pictures. I really like both of these books a lot. I know I've said that. I'm probably driving you all crazy, but these books, I really wanted both of these books. And when they came out on hardback, they were just frightfully expensive. Look at these pictures. Look at those. Aren't those terrific? Oh yeah, excellent pictures. Some more nice ones there. All right, let me just wrap up with this one. But yeah, just really neat pictures. A lot of really good ones. Let me set this down. Now we're into Beatles 65. This is a UK Beatles 65 tour program. And as you can see, it's a little bit different shape than the other tour programs. This is really cool. This one's a very hard one to get, very pricey. Like all of the Beatles programs, tour programs, they're all pricey. There isn't any deals out there, unless you happen to run across them at a record show or something like that. But yeah, very seldom do you get a good deal. But what makes this one even rare It's hard to get to begin with, yes. But this also had a fold-out poster in the middle, which made this one a lot rarer. This also shows all the people that went on tour with the Beatles as well. And here is the fold-out poster, which I said is, and mine's in excellent shape. I'm so happy when I got this. But this is just in fabulous shape, as I say. And that's real hard to get with that. And then during that whole time frame, the Beatles fan club, this is from 1965, also shows a lot of the Beatles touring and doing things as well. So this is out of the Beatles fan club publication. And this is original from 65. And it kind of goes through the years of 64 and 65 as well. But look at this. This is kind of a map of showing the Beatles on their tour dates. Isn't that something? A lot of touring on that for sure. Yeah. All right, everybody. You know I'm kind of taking long. Trying to move along here. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I know this is a little bit longer than my normal videos. Map of 65. Tour dates. You can definitely see there weren't as many tour dates on this one as there was in the 64. It seems like 64 they went everywhere. And then 65 you can see the progression starts to go down. And then as you get into 66 it really drops down a lot. But that's really neat. That's an original from the fan club. Another recommended book is this one. This is a kind of a paperback as well of the Beatles on tour. I'm not going to go through all the pages, but this is a very, very nice book as well. Good one to get on the Beatles on touring. There's a lot of great pictures in here. The neat thing about this one is, I'm not going to go really into detail about it, but in this book, in 1965, the Beatles themselves stopped off to see Elvis Presley in California. And these are the only pictures that I've ever seen of the Beatles arriving to see Elvis Presley in 65. Like I say, I think this was in his Bel Air estate that he had there. But as you can see, that's the only pictures I've ever seen of Elvis. So that's kind of neat when they stopped off to see him. Like I said, more concert stuff. Very good book. Recommend that as well. That was noisy. This is kind of a policeman's view. Two police officers in 66. This is in Chicago. Of a picture of their kind of view of seeing the Beatles and the crowd. Big crowd back then. You know, back then, you also got to remember, we didn't have huge concert arenas like we do now. You know, you go to a concert and it's a huge, gigantic happening. Back then, excuse me, back then it wasn't as huge, you know, arenas. The Beatles were the ones who really started the rock arena concerts. This is a 66 Beatles US 66 program. So, you know, today, you know, it's nothing for like back in the day when Queen or the Police or you know, a lot of newer bands, you know, like I said, you know, those guys, I'm drawing a blank. You know, even when the Stones went back out on tour, and Paul McCartney when he goes on tour, Michael Jackson when he was on tour. They filled arenas, they filled stadiums. Well, all of that started with the Beatles because they were starting to get to the point where Shea Stadium was really the only place in America they could start to fill them. Of having these big arenas and these big concerts. So the concerts were just getting just nuts. That's for sure. So I couldn't see how the Beatles could have kept going really personally in 66. Where would they go? You know, back then, you know, the stadiums just didn't have them. You know, they just didn't have all those space. So, Yeah, this is 66. This is great. Just old advertisements, commercial ads and stuff like that. Then I get a lot of my information out of this Beatles book. So if you're looking to buy and start to collect programs, tour programs, this is a great book to get them. It shows all the tour programs, gives you price guides, listings. This one is a little bit older publication, but still is a very good one to get. And like I said, I'm still buying Beatles tour programs. I'm still out there doing it. So even though I showed you some of them, you may say, oh, you don't have this one. Not yet. All right, everybody. I appreciate you watching my Beatles tour programs. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's kind of see if we can play out a clip here as we finalize and get done. This is the Beatles in Indianapolis.
Okay, just one quick second.
So I hope you enjoyed my video. This was great fun to show this.
I didn't come up through the Frank
Comment
Sinatra
down
days.
below.
I
Let me know what you
Frank
thought
was
of
one the
this.
greatest. I missed the
This is
Sinatra
great.
era.
I really
I was
enjoyed
right in the
this.
middle of the Elvis
This was
Presley
fun.
era,
I hope you did too.
but I have never
All right,
liked
everybody.
anything.
Well, as I say in my video, I'm out of here. Take care, everybody.
On behalf of all of the State Fair Board and all the
Indianapolis,
good guys from
64.
WIFE,
See
may I
ya.
present